What's up everyone? In today's video we're going to run you through the whole entire creative process and all the steps that go into making these videos right here on my YouTube channel every day. We're going to cover everything from the camera that I'm using, how I get like semi-smooth little shots, and I'm even going to take you guys straight into the editing process so you guys can see how I cut and mix and get everything together so things are kind of cool and watchable. So yeah, let's get this started. Let's start with the techie stuff and the basics. The camera rig that I'm using, I wish I had another camera right now so I could show you the rig that I'm using and how I'm holding, whatever. But I don't, I have one camera and that is my iPhone 7 Plus. And trust me, you don't need a fancy camera to get started on YouTube or to make any video content. The phone you got in your pocket does just fine. I've done super well so far on the channel with my freaking iPhone. Crazy, right? Well, my iPhone is snapped into a GorillaPod. Hold on, let me get this out of here. It's snapped into a little Joby GorillaPod. The thing was like 40 bucks or something. It's the Joby 1K or whatever it's called. It's the newer one. It's got a little metal ball head on the top. And my camera holder, all I'm using is just this cheap plastic little springy thing. And I've melted the bottom and bent the top, so when I snap my phone in it, it doesn't fall out. Let's go into the van and get into what sparks the creative process for me. On videos like we're filming today, the music is usually what inspires the video. And I've gone through days where I've been like digging through music tracks and something just kind of came out to me and I could visualize what I wanted to film in my head because of the music. The music inspires a lot of my creativity. So take some of the videos that I filmed, like my Get Outside video, which I'll try and post at the end of this one. The music that I heard that morning that I just freshly downloaded is what sparked me filming that video. And that pretty much is what's gonna spark what we're gonna film today. So today's a bit different. Normally I would let the track speak to me, but today we're gonna try to find the track that fits the block that we're in, because everything you're gonna see in this video is gonna be filmed in one square block. You got it, this block, up the street, back down and around. And I'm hoping to get 3 minutes of footage, enough that I can throw to a couple minute track. And there's a lot to ask out of a couple of blocks, but that's where the creativity part comes in. It's where you gotta be creative with the angles and the stuff you film to make things look cool. So let's go in the van and find a track. When it comes to choosing the right music for your videos, the only thing you gotta take into consideration is it has to be non-copyrighted music. Pretty much music that you're allowed to use and make money from, because the artists deserve the love, they deserve the money and all the kickbacks for all their hard work. So you need to ensure that you kind of stick to all the guidelines on YouTube or any other social media platform that you're sharing music on, because the artist deserves like at least some monster recognition for the hard work they put in making the tracks that you're using. So I purchase all of my music from a subscription service called Epidemic Sound. I freaking love that service, and I've tried a few different ones since I've been a YouTuber. It's weird to call myself a YouTuber, but yeah, so Epidemic Sound is probably like the best one I've seen. But I also purchase tracks outside of Epidemic Sound directly from certain music producers. So the one we're going to use today is from a guy called David Cutter. I purchased every single track from him. As soon as I discovered him, you're allowed to use all his stuff as long as he has credit. And I've purchased his entire Life music library for like $65 or 85 bucks. Way worth it, because I use his stuff in my videos all the time. And every time he releases a brand new track, I always buy it. It's about $1.75 Canadian. So, you know, putting music in your videos is not free. That's another thing you got to add to your daily content. So if you look at it, the video that's going up today, the music in it's going to cost me $1.75. So, you know, look at it that way when it comes to producing videos. Like, it's not all free. You got to pay for subscriptions. You got to pay for music. So let's find the right track for today's video. The song I'm looking for today is going to be, I'm looking for something glitchy. Glitchy meaning that the beat jumps around a lot, allowing me to use a ton of video clips, and just so I can bang the video clips back to back together to make this short little couple minute video super watchable. So let's skip through a few tracks here from David Cutter and see if we can find something that fits. And this is a good one. I used this one in a video already though. Alright, I'm feeling this one. Alright, I like this one. Once I've chosen the track, usually I'm sitting in a place that's like super busy. Right now, well, it may be noisy from the street behind me, but I don't have a lot visibly going on in front of me. It's mostly a residential area. But just to give you an idea of what I do, I'm gonna show you guys, I'm gonna recreate it as best I can with my phone, what goes on in my head when I hear a track. Usually, when I hear the track, I'll sit back in my van and I'll just watch people, and I actually weirdly visibly see the video that I'm making in my head. I can see like the angles and the clips and like the different, you know, movements, and you know, I kind of seem to be able to visualize that in my head. So let's try to kind of recreate what goes on in my head right now real quick. This might be a bit weird, but let's try it. That was a little bit weird, but you kind of get the point. You know, I end up seeing the clips that I'm going to record prior to recording. You know, picking the right track is very important. You know, sure, the video content and what you talk about is beautifully important too, but when it comes to like the music can capture that moment. Sure, you know, you're talking and all the clips and stuff are beautiful, but that music just seriously polishes that entire piece together. And you can change the mood of a clip by just changing the mood of the music. Music is so freaking powerful, and I use so much of it in my videos. You guys can tell music is a major part of this, because I think music can completely like engage somebody in a subject that really maybe wasn't so engaging, but that music kind of brought you into that person's mindset, that moment and that feeling. And I don't know, music just drives a lot that I do here. So anyway, before we take off and go out filming, we're gonna talk about like camera movements. You know, it's just pretty much about being smooth with your movements, and there's lots of really cool techniques out there. Go watch some of the other videos, like even the videos from like Peter McKinnon or any other great videographer guy who does this professionally for a living. Just search cinematography and tips and tricks and something will come up. I've watched a lot of really great YouTube channels on how to get super smooth footage, and well, you know, my footage isn't always smooth, but some of the tips and tricks that they gave me that work for them don't work for me. So everything is trial and error. So if you want something to be like super buttery smooth, you're just gonna have to find a way to make that shot work for you. Some people say hold your camera up nice and close when you make the movement. For me, I find that is a little shaky on my end. For me, I find I get the better shots when my arms are way out. People say don't do that, but that works for me. Does that make sense? So everything you do on the creative side is just trial and error. So let's get out here, and I think we're probably going to need about 90 clips. That's a lot of filming, guys. So doing 90 clips around these few blocks is probably going to take me a better part of an hour. So let's go be creative. And some of the shots I'm going to leave at the beginning here, that way you guys can hear me talk about them. But yeah, let's get to it. Your camera angles and everything that you do are pretty much experimental. Like if you didn't like that angle, then just try it at a different one. And the movements are just nice and smooth as best you can. And you can try the same angle. I mean, what I find is usually the first angle is best, but find the angle that works best. So right now I'm crouched down on the ground, and I'm just gonna slowly stand up. Now raise my arms up in the air, all the way up. So all you're doing is trying to find like cool different angles to get something. Now I'm just walking forward with the camera against the wall. It's just experiments. That's all it is. Everything that you do when it comes to filmmaking is all experimental. You just want to try to find cool angles of things. You know, if you don't like that, then try to film it from a different angle. See, I don't like any of those angles. See, I don't mind that one, that was cool. Other simple little cool things is like pointing it up at the sky and just turning. Like that's always a cool shot, especially if you're like in the woods and the trees and stuff are above you, but things like that. You know, I'm not going to get into it because, you know, it's just all playing around. And I think a lot of people, what they do is instead of experimenting on their own, they spend more time watching videos and trying to like learn somebody else's stuff when, you know, just get out there and film things. Like, look it, come on. Let's have some fun. Not sure how much I filmed or if I've got enough to make it through that whole couple-minute track. He tapped out and was like, yeah, no more walking, and I'm getting a little bit hangry. I could use some food. So let's get into the van and edit this video up and show you guys at least a bit of the editing process anyway. Yeah. When you get hangry, you end up making decisions that, well, are gonna feel so good for a minute. Look at this. I haven't seen one of these in freaking so long. Wow. It's the same color as a banana, so it's gotta be just as nutritious as a banana. Woo! Look at this thing. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. They're not as good as I remember. Bad idea. Very bad idea. I got the office all set up here on the front side of the van. A pair of headphones so I can make sure the audio sounds good. Laptop running with Adobe Premiere, and I love that software, by the way. And we're sitting ocean front. I don't know if you can see that. I wanted to do this outside, but the parking here, the sign says restricted parking. It was just too beautiful not to make my office today, so this is where we're working. All right, I'm going to stop recording this and we're going to go into the screenshot so you guys can see some of the editing process, so let's do that. What's up, everybody? So I just finished editing this section of the video here, and I did it on a screenshot, but the screenshot recording distorted all of the music that was playing because it picks it up on the internal speaker here, and I was playing it too loud, and it was completely all useless footage. So I'm not here to show you guys how to use Adobe Premiere. I'm just here to show you guys some of the complexity that goes into making the videos that you watch on my channel. So this little section down here is a very small section of the video that's going up today, but let's zoom in on it here and show you guys all of these. Let me see if I can zoom in here. All of those tiny little things there, those are all little mini video clips, and all the clips are done so they flip onto the beat of the music, so they change every time the beat hits or the beat changes. So I don't know if you guys can see that okay in the after video, but what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna play this section here so you guys can see the clips cutting in and out, so you can see there's some complexity that goes into producing videos. Okay, hold on, we're gonna shrink this down here. I don't know if you guys can see those, but there's like a ton of clips in there. Super cool. Some lady just stopped me. Now you guys know a little bit of what goes on in producing these videos for you every day on my channel. The average video takes me about 4 hours to produce. Today this one's going to be probably a little over 8 hours by the time it's edited and uploaded and given to you guys. Insane, right? So if you guys enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy this video, give me a thumbs down and say something in the comments. For me, that is like the biggest payment ever, is the interaction you guys give to me. The more interaction my videos get, the better they do in YouTube, the better you are in that algorithm thing. And yeah, just smash that thumbs up, guys. Let me know what you think. And I'm gonna go edit this video because I have an evening of my life I'd like to just at least salvage. So this guy's enjoyed his day. It's time for me to go enjoy my day. So weirdos, adios.